So I got the idea to do this this past summer when I had an internship over across the street at Amarillo National Bank. And my office in the trust department on the 15th floor looked straight at this building. And every day I would be listening to Harry Connick Jr., who's probably my favorite jazz artist. And I would stare at that building and I wondered what it was, and I looked it up online and found out its historical significance. And I found a picture of the lobby we're in right now, and I just fell in love with the building, and I decided I had to find a way to do a concert or maybe an opera or some kind of event in that building. And it took me some time to find the owner, Mr. Goodrich, about a month or so. And I actually found out he was right under my nose. He went to United Methodist Church on Polk Street with me, and I took he and his wife out to dinner and pitched him the idea, and he loved it, and we went from there and created the concert.
Well, this building was built in 1926, and it was a wonderful hotel, greatest thing between Dallas and Denver in its day. And it ceased operating as a hotel in the mid-60s, 1960s. And the former owners turned this building into an office facility that lasted for about 10 years, and in the late 70s, the building became vacant and sat vacant for about 10 years, I guess. And during that time, I was negotiating with the owners to try to buy it because I was afraid this building would be torn down and demolished like other local hotel properties had been. So I was fortunate to be able to negotiate the purchase in 1988. And it was a matter of making payments for long years. We were able to do that and install security, and that limited the vandalism. The building had been heavily vandalized at the time I bought it. So my major concern was to install some security so that vandalism would cease. And over time, I anticipated we would find a group that would help to renovate and restore the building. Whether it became a hotel remained to be seen. Apartment complex was a possibility, and certainly I had been open to that. I was always in hopes that we would do something more akin to a boutique hotel with maybe some apartments on top or condominiums. That's another good possibility. So we've been working toward that objective ever since I bought the property. It's been 26 years. So still have great hopes for the future of the building, and we'll continue to work toward that end. When Antonio came to me with the idea for a herring holiday ball, I guess I was blown away. I thought it was a very imaginative and very exciting possibility because nothing like that had been done in this building for many, many years. Prior to maybe not even before 1960 or late 50s, there probably hadn't been very much of a musical program in this building. So it was really an outstanding idea, and I had reservations about the possibility of it all coming together because there would be so much work to do. But Antonio had a lot of good connections and worked really hard at pulling pieces and parts together. So we ended up with a fabulous program. The interior decor and staging that was installed made for a wonderful evening's activity. And everyone I spoke with, we had probably 150, 200 people who came that evening. And most everyone I spoke with were very excited about the evening, and thought it was wonderful to have a musical program here to sort of bridge the past with the future. And the music was outstanding. We just had a wonderful musical program and good refreshments. So it was just a fabulous evening. It was outstanding. And hard to imagine it could have happened in such a short time. But when you turn some college people loose, there's no telling what might be created.
I think my favorite part of the evening was between two events, well, between three. Probably the surprise I had from my mom, who came out from Ohio. We have a tradition in our family that we always do the candlelight service and do some kind of portion of the music of that event. And she didn't know, but I had Silent Night ready to end the first set with. And so when Silent Night came up, I did a little speech letting the audience know that that's our family history to do that. And I welcomed her onto stage with me, and it was a big surprise for her, and she loved that. And one of the second ones was probably, I think it was between either Cheerleader, the song by Omi, or I Can't Feel My Face With You by The Weeknd, that the audience just ran to the dance floor and everyone started dancing. And the third was probably the end of the second set during White Christmas, one of my favorite Christmas songs. And we had this large snow machine going off, and the whole crowd, I think almost everyone who was able, who wasn't eating the wonderful catered food we had, was out on the dance floor, slow dancing with their significant other or friend, and this cascade of snow was just falling while the band was playing. It was really cool. The biggest challenge was the time. I was very blessed to have a good sound and light team, as well as Mr. Goodrich and his wife. They were great help with this. As the building is older, of course, built in the 1920s, there was no power or heat, so we had to outsource everything. We brought in 2 generators to heat the building with heaters, and we also brought in all the power for the sound and stage. I would love to take this to other venues. One of the goals of this was also to raise a little bit of awareness for the building. The building has incredible historical significance. In the basement here, the Tascosa Room was kind of a gentleman's club, and about in the 1920s through 40s, gentlemen would come and discuss their land deals, their cattle, oil deals. And I think the second goal of this was to create a sustaining environment for the arts community to come together in a full culmination. Back behind me over here, we had different paintings and different artwork displayed in every corner of the room. So I'd really like to see this event become sustained and become an annual happening each year for Amarillo.
The future of this building is certainly possible in a number of ways. One of the most probable ways would be as a boutique hotel with apartments. I think that's probably the future of the building. Although it's possible they might become a extended stay property or apartment project. I'm not the person making all the decisions about that. There will be others involved. But the door is open for planning, and we've been doing a lot of planning of late. I can't tell you what the specific objective is, but we're addressing a number of options, a number of choices. We'll see what comes of that.
I'd like to thank my mom, who gave me the gift of music, as well as my family, and helped me put this on and brought it together.